Have you ever thought about how humanity is able to know and comprehend abstract and complex concepts such as physics and quantum mechanics, and how it's possible for scientists to use formulas and discover laws and scientific phenomenon that should seemingly be outside of our reach? There are certain special people that have existed in the world that have made these discoveries possible, and one of these people, and probably the most influential of them all, is Albert Einstein. This speech will clue you in onto how this one man changed the way humanity looked at the world for good. All the new discoveries that came about because of one man's ambition to spell out the universe's unknown mysteries so that we can digest them and use them for our own benefit. I would like to discuss the most influential scientist that has ever walked the earth. Without him, humanity would be incredibly limited in its knowledge about a multitude of different things, including natural laws of the universe, how they function, and how they affect us. Albert Einstein was born a genius. Albert was extremely proficient in math, physics, and at an incredibly young age. Learning math was extremely easy for him, and he was able to learn math that was way above his age level really easily. He soon started to enjoy and take interest in philosophy after learning geometry and algebra at age 12 in one summer. He mastered it in one summer. After he became interested in philosophy at age 14, Kant became his favorite philosopher, which Kant's findings and moral questions and prescriptions are very difficult to understand, especially for a young person. But they were abundantly clear to young Albert Einstein, which explains his level of intellect. He mastered different forms of calculus, which he taught himself also at age 14, and his love and dedication to mathematics and physics led him to believe that he can use them to understand nature as a mathematical structure, something no one else has been able to really do at this point. Albert Einstein's academic career was quite successful as he was recognized as a leading scientist in his field. He became a full professor at the Charles Ferdinand University in Prague in 1911. And during this time, he wrote a multitude of books, from radiation mathematics to the quantum theory of solids. He went on to many other places to continue to teach and work on scientific projects around Europe and eventually the world. In 1933, he immigrated to the United States, in which he knew he could not return to Germany because of the rule of Adolf Hitler. He knew he could not return as he denounced all that the Nazis and Adolf were doing. He soon renounced his citizenship, and in return, the Nazis burned down his boat and his belongings and converted his cottage, his home, into a Hitler youth camp. He became an American citizen in 1940, in which he started teaching in the United States, which he enjoyed because of the different types of people and a more relatively better learning environment for students than the current state of Germany. His personal life was filled with selflessness and a want to improve the world through any means possible. One of these prominent leaders, he was the prominent leader of the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, which he helped to raise funds for and contributed heavily to the university's success. He also helped the Institution of Microbiology, one that he created to help fight the ongoing malaria epidemic that was sweeping the land at the time. His political beliefs were that of a German Democratic Party member, a liberal party which argued for socialism over capitalism. He argued for global government, which would check the power of nations and countries. He states in one of his books, "I advocate world government because I am convinced that there is no other possible way for eliminating the most terrible danger in which man has ever found himself, and that is an economic crisis." Finally, his biggest achievement occurred on September 27th, 1905. You've probably heard about this one, as everybody pretty much who has heard about Einstein. During his miracle year in 1905, Albert Einstein published a paper titled "Does the Inertia of body depend upon the energy of its content. In the paper, Einstein described the interchangeable nature of mass and energy, or what came to be known as E equals mc squared. His genius has changed the world forever, and while there are incredibly smart and forward-thinking people in our world today, there aren't as many individuals that can make as big of an impact as Albert Einstein did. He made an impact on the world of science and the world itself that will never be forgotten and will always be remembered.